Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today the topic of the study is principles of fair trial and the rights of the accused. As we know, the fair trial is very important for the accused. If the accused is not provided with the fair trial, then it would be grave injustice to him. If the judge is acting impartially in deciding the matter, it is said that he is doing the fair trial. As we know, there are two principles of natural justice. First one is audi alteram partem and second one is nemo judex causa sua. Audi alteram partem means that there should be fair hearing, the person should be heard, and nemo judex causa sua means no one shall be judge of his own cause. If the judge is interested in any case and he is indulged in any activities related to the case, he should not decide that case. So that will be the second principle of natural justice. There are so many international documents which provides that there should be fair trial and the trial should be in the public and the tribunals are independent and impartial. Article 10 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights provides that there should be fair trial and it should be open to the public, and Article 14 clause 1 of International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights also provides that it should be heard by the independent tribunal and each party should be equal before the law. Not only international documents but our Constitution of India also provided with the provisions of fair trial. Article 21, which is right to life and personal liberty. In so many cases, the Supreme Court has held that right to fair trial and right to speedy trial is within the ambit of Article 21 of the Constitution. Likewise, the case P. Rathinam versus State of Madhya Pradesh, AIR 2012 SC 1485, and Zulfikar Ali versus State NCT Criminal Appeal number 1091 of 2006. In these cases, the Supreme Court has clearly mentioned that right to fair trial and right to speedy justice is right to life is included in the right to life, which is covered under Article 21 of the Constitution. Not only Constitution, CRPC Code of Criminal Procedure are having so many provisions regarding fair trial and fair justice to the parties. Moving further, CRPC is made to ensure that there should be no harassment or there should be proper justice mechanism provided to the victim as well as the accused. So step by step each part is mentioned in CRPC which would provide the mechanism for the fair trial. So let's see the principles of fair trial. There are so many principles of fair trial starting from the very beginning. First one is adversary trial system. So we will do it with regard to the CRPC Code of Criminal Procedure. So first one is adversary trial system. This means the trial system is based on the accusation. CRPC is based on adversary trial system. Prosecution has to there is a burden of proof on the prosecution to prove the guilt of the accused. So in the case of Himanshu Sabharwal versus State of MP, the Supreme Court held that if the court thinks that public prosecutor is not doing his job impartially, then there is a power with the courts under section 311 of the CRPC. They can take the evidences from the witnesses, important witnesses, and they can also examine the witnesses which are already present in the court. So this is held in the case of Himanshu Sabharwal versus State of MP. This next one is presumption of innocence. So our Indian legal system is based on the principle that no one shall be guilty unless and until he is proved guilty. A person is to be presumed innocent until he is proven guilty. So in the state of UP versus Naresh Anand 2001's case, the Supreme Court held that every accused is assumed to be innocent unless his guilt is proved. Basically, this principle is the basis of criminal jurisprudence in India. So the principle of fair trial is presumption of innocence. Next one is independent and impartial and competent judge. So as we know, the judge should be impartial, the judge should be unbiased, and he should not be prejudiced before the hearing. So the judge should be impartial in order to ensure that there is fair trial. Next one is pre-trial rights. In the pre-trial rights, there is knowledge of accusation. If any accused is arrested by the police or the trial is going on the accused, then it is the duty of the police or the system is to provide with the proper accusation, is to provide that under which sections or under which law he is arrested or which case is going against him. So there is a section 211 of CRPC which tells about the charge. So in the charge, it is explained to the accused that under which section or under which offense he has arrested. And Article 21 clause 1 22 clause 1 of the Constitution also provides the same right. The knowledge of the accusation should be provided with the accused person. Next one is right to open trial. It is also provided under the section 327 clause 1 of CRPC. So basically we have to learn all the clauses, all the provisions of CRPC with regard to the fair trial. So 327 clause 1 provided that the court should be open except in few cases where there is a rape cases or any cases which are of highly important nature. So in that case that cannot be open, but otherwise the court must be open court in accordance with section 327 clause 1. Next one is right to free legal aid. If the person is not having adequate mean to avail the services of the lawyer, what the government can do, government will provide them legal aid for free of cost. So this is provided under section 304 of CRPC, and it is also provided under article 39A of Constitution of India. So if in the case, this is important case, Khatri versus State of Bihar 1981 case. In this case, it is held that accused is not only entitled for the free legal services in the trial, but he should have the free legal services when he is first produced before the court and also when he is remanded. So it is not only while the trial is going on, in other perspectives the free legal services can be given to the accused person. After that, right to speedy trial. There is a famous case of Husainara Khatun versus State of Bihar 1980 SC 98. The court held that it is the constitutional duty of the state to provide the mechanism for the speedy trial and the fair justice. So it is on the government to ensure that the speedy trial is going on. So as we know, justice delayed is justice denied. A speedy trial is important to the victim but also to the accused. So next one is trial in the presence of accused. Accused's presence should be ensured in the trial so as to know, he should know about he should know about the trial, what is going on in the trial. Next one is evidence to be taken in the presence of the accused. All the evidences are taken in the presence of the accused in order to know about the evidences. Then this is section 273, evidence to be taken in the presence of the accused. Next one is protection against illegal arrest. So this is very much clear in the CRPC under section 57, under section 76, under section 167, that if the person is arrested, he is to be presented before the magistrate within 24 hours or without delay. It is the duty of the police to present the accused person who is arrested within 24 hours, so as to save him from the unnecessary torture or unnecessary harassment by the police. So constitutional article 22 clause 2 also explain this. Next one is right to bail. So if the person is accused with the bailable offence, then it is the duty of the police to explain him that he has a right to bail, and under section 50 clause 2 there is a duty upon the police to tell him that you can give certain surety or bond in order to receive the bail. So section 167 is also there, under which if the investigation is not completed within 60 days or 90 days, which is provided in the cases, the person's right is to the bail is a matter of right after that. Next one is prohibition on double jeopardy. So this is also the principle provided under section 301 of CRPC and article 20 clause 2 of the constitution, under which it is provided that no nemo debet vis vexeri, no person shall be vexed twice for the same offence. So if the person has tried once for the case, then he is not to be tried again. Next one is right against self incrimination. So it is also provided under article 20 clause 3, which is no person accused of any offence shall be compelled to be witness against himself. Then there are so many principles of fair justice after post trial, in which lawful punishment under law to be given. So lawful punishment is to be given to the person who is accused or who is proven guilty. If the punishment or the fine is not provided under the law, or it is not under the ambit of the law, the person should not be given that punishment. So the punishment should be under the law only. After that, there is right to file appeal. If the right of appeal is provided to the person in any law, so he should avail the right of appeal. No one can deny the right of appeal to him if he is approaching in the proper channel. So these are all the things regarding with the principles of fair trial, and these are also the rights of the accused. So the accused person has to be given all these rights in order to provide him good justice. As we know, the justice is to be done though the heaven may fall. So justice should be done in all costs. So there are so many other provisions regarding the rights of the accused under CRPC also. So we will see it in a next lecture. So thank you so much for hearing.